We're telling the ATF to suck our nuts. Boom, pow. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Print, Shoot, Repeat. Hope you're having a great week. Things are a little dark in the world, but you know what? We're printing and shooting and repeating. We ain't give no fucks about no World War III or whatever the hell it is, alright? Yes, being in all seriousness, lots of stuff happened this week. I'm not going to talk about any of it because I am not informed enough, nor do I really think my opinions matter enough in that regard. About the current situation in Ukraine. I have seen a lot of cringy content though, and I'm not going to take part in it. Anyway, today we are going to look at some of my print settings, and important disclaimer before we get started in here, your print settings might differ with your setup, with your printer, with your external conditions, environment, everything, your filament. It all changes based on some factors. So please do not take this as set in stone, or if these settings don't work with you, then you should give up 3D printing, because it really comes down to you, the artiste, dialing in your settings and figuring out what works for you. With that said, there are a few creators, a few people that I have been watching for a while that I think have some good content on 3D printing and some of the ups and downs you might experience. One of the major ones being 3D Print General. 3D Print General, if you're not familiar already, he has some really great insights into some of the failures you might experience in 3D printing. So you should absolutely check his channel out. The first resource that I got into in starting 3D printing was Control Pew. He has a great guide on how to get started in 3D printing, the funds that we love to shoot. So I would check both of those out. And in addition, I've seen Hoffman Tactical do a video on his print settings. I know that Are We Cool Yet also has like an interactive guide on how to get started in printing. So please don't take this as, like I said, my word is not the end-all be-all. This is just what's worked for me, and we might as well get into it. Wow. KK Industries sponsors this channel. I want to say thank you to them. They are sponsoring me, and they send me lots of nice parts for my ARs, because they make great parts, like lower parts kits for all of your builds and all of that. So I want to say thank you to KK. Very, very nice of them to send this stuff. They also have been in production right here in the USA for 10 years. Holy smokes. Thank you, KAK, again for sponsoring this channel. Bye. So in 3D printing, you need to use a slicer. Slicer is what basically takes the 3D model, which is the STL, and converts it into a G-code file, which your printer reads. The G-code is what tells your printer, okay, this is where you need to print everything. This is how much we're going to squirt out here and how much we're going to squirt out here until you get to boom, pow, what you get to. So today we're going to be printing a special grip here. This is for airsoft, of course, and it would fit on an AR pattern airsoft rifle, and it's got my logo right there. And it was designed by McNay Design 3D, and it is available for free for your airsoft rifles on Odyssey, and I will put his tag on his Odyssey. So if you go to Odyssey and search that, you'll be able to find the airsoft file for this. I think we should get into Cura, which is the program that I use. You don't have to use Cura. You could use Prusa Slicer or a number of other ones, but it's the one that most people use. So we're going to get into using that today. These settings are for my new favorite printer, which is the Big Tree Tech. It's the BQB1, and it's my favorite printer. I've probably put at least 3 to 4 spools, 1 kilogram spools through it, and haven't had any issues so far. Obviously, that's not that many spools, but so far I've really, really loved my results with this thing. So I actually went and took notes because I was kind of having issues with some of my support settings, and I watched a great video by 3D Print General on his support settings, and I kind of used that as my basis for developing these settings. So here we go, and this is for airsoft use only, okay guys? So let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna get into quality and start down from here, and I'm just gonna give you what I got here. And like I said, these settings are not the end-all be-all. You may shift them. You may make your layer height smaller or bigger, and you might be printing with a bigger nozzle. We're printing with a standard 0.4 nozzle. That's what ships with your printer if you get an Ender 3. And like I said, these are settings for a BQ-B1. Could you apply these settings to an Ender 3? Absolutely. It's really pretty much the same shit. It's an Ender 3 clone, the BQ-B1, but it's, in my opinion, a little better than the Ender 3 from my experience. I will have links to both printers if you're looking to get into printing and you want to support my channel, you like what I do, you can buy one of those printers and it will help support me. It's an affiliate link. Thanks, guys. All right, so there is a advanced and all and expert and basic. Go to all and that will give you all the settings to dial in right here. Boom. Okay. Our layer height is going to be 0.2. You can make that 0.16. Depends on your nozzle, but 0.2 is where we're going. And then we're going to go layer height, initial layer height. We're going to go a little bit bigger. We're going to go 0.24, line width 0.44, 0.44. You just take notes as you go. I'm going to go slow here. I'm going to kind of go down. I'm not going to go through every single setting, but this is what they look like. So take the screenshots you need to take. All right, so when we get to walls, we're gonna look at 6 walls. I know the last printing setting video I did, I said you should go all walls, and that may have been a little short-sighted. I found that just the infill kind of, sometimes I feel like bonds together better than the walls do. Sometimes you can get these little gaps in the walls, and so I would say go with a 6 to 8 wall count. Is my if you're doing heavy airsoft stuff that needs to take impact because of airsoft shooting and stuff. So I would go I would go 6 walls at the minimum. And if you're doing a little like object that won't be used for airsoft, then you can go smaller. I don't know if this is the latest version of Cura, so maybe they switched things, but this is what we got here. We got fill gaps between walls everywhere. All right, and on the top bottom, we don't have any top surface skin layers. We have top bottom thickness 0.84 and top layers 6, just like our wall count. Bottom layer is 6, initial bottom layer is 6. Top bottom pattern, I have concentric, and skin removal width 2.64. This is all what you got, and I would just recommend screenshotting some of this stuff so that you can kind of go through and input these if you want to copy my settings. Infill, I don't do 99%. I just go 100% on the infill density. Infill pattern, I do concentric. You can do gyroid or hexagon. I just do concentric. I've never had any problems with it. It might not be the best, most strongest, but I've never run into a problem with concentric. Infill alignment multiplier 1. Initial layer thickness 0.2. And printing temperature, I've put it at 215. Now, some people think that highest is better, but sometimes I feel like I get a little bit more warping that way. So sometimes I used to do it at 230. I've been shifting to a little bit lower, so 215. I don't know how much of a difference that makes, but I'm printing at 215 these days, and I don't get any warping, rarely. So there you go with the build plate temperature 60, standard, all this 100. Now, print speed, I've been printing a little bit faster lately at 70 and have been fine with the BQ-B1. It may be something you might go between 40 and 70. I wouldn't go higher than 70, but it's good to print slower if you're doing like a part that's, going to be used for airsoft and stuff. Travel speed, yeah, all that stuff. You guys took the notes, take your notes here. Moving down. Z-hop, speed, just this is all leaving that alone. And enable retraction, yes. I have my retraction distance at 7 on the BQB1. That might be a little high, but I had run into a little bit of stringing, so I put it a little bit higher there. It fluctuates, I think, between, anywhere between 3 and 7 or 8, depending on your machine. That's what I have it at. It may be different on your ender, but that's what's been working for me. Retraction speed is the same as the print speed. I don't know if I changed anything really here. You see what I got? Enable print cooling. Yes. I have the fan speed at 100 and the regular fan speed at 80. Maximum fan speed at 100. That may change. I never had any problems with it so far. Some people bring their fan down lower if they want a part like similar. The FGC9 receiver, they recommend you turn the fan off for certain things to enable better layer adhesion. It's hotter, theoretically, better layer adhesion. This has been fine. I printed this here, which is, believe it or not, it's the upper cover to a 3011, which is a 1911, and it is printed in silk PLA, and I don't recommend you print in silk PLA for things that are going to undergo a lot of stress. However, I don't think this is going to go through a lot of stress because it's not connected to anything on the fire, the airsoft thing that's going to take any force, okay? So this is purely cosmetic piece, and it is going to hold that optic. It's got a pick rail on the top for airsoft, of course, but don't think this is not going to reciprocate, and there's no explosion that's going to happen inside of it, of the airsoft. So I think you'll be okay. It's printing with silk PLA on something that's not going to get stress from any kind of airsoft detonation that you might encounter. So I did print that using these settings, and the supports came off great. I also printed this grip, which is something you can also pick up, designed by Gage of BLC, and this, I used the same settings, turned out great. Another grip, this is the PSR grip that we have on the screen right now, turned out really great. McNay Design 3D. Also, I will put the Odyssey for BLC in there so you can check their grips out. And we've got another grip here, designed by not that Tommy Hicks, I believe. I will put that down below. These are all free 99 for airsoft only, of course. All right, now getting back to the settings, we, like I said, are gonna enable print cooling. Our fan is a regular at 80, but that may change. Like I said, you got to dial in your settings, see what works. And now the support settings here are the most important part, in my opinion, because supports kind of make or break a print sometimes. Generate support, we're going to go yes. Now we're not going to do tree supports because these non-tree supports have been working great for me, and the way that the 3D Print General set it up was non-tree supports in this video. So we're going to go support placement everywhere. Support overhang angle 55, support pattern zigzag, support wall line count 1, connect support zigzags checked, support density 10%, you might be able to bring that down a little bit more, support line distance is 4.4 and then 4.4 an initial layer, support infill line directions, enable support brim, yes, support brim width 4 millimeters, yes, support brim line count 10, support Z distance 0.2, support top distance 0.2, support bottom distance 0.2, support XY distance, this is changed. You can see the italic is ones that I changed. That's going to be 1.2. And then support distance priority, we're going to XY override Z. Support support stair step height. Say that 10 times fast. 0.3. Support step maximum width 5.0. All right, I can't read that. That's 10. Support join distance 0.2 for the support infill layer thickness. Like I said, guys and gals, and everyone in between, go just maybe if you're watching this on a PC, you can screenshot. Just screenshot each thing, and that'll help you instead of having to go through the video on your little cell phone and try to, just screenshot this stuff, okay? Sorry. Support interface density, so I changed this. This is 80%, okay? And support roofline distance 0.55, okay? That might be different because these are the italics. Like I said, these are the ones that I changed from the initial supports settings that I altered. So support floor line distance is going to be 0.55 for airsoft, of course. So, yep, all this here, you see it, screenshot it. Build plate adhesion type, skirt line count 3. So build plate adhesion, kind of important. I just go with the skirt when I'm using the BQB1. You know, skirt is just when it's got a couple lines outside. In this case, I said 3 outside of the print to just kind of keep that bed adhesion good. But you could do a raft, could do a brim, but for right now, I mean, the skirt is what's working for me. I've been wearing the skirt. So, yeah, that's really about it. This stuff you don't have to worry about, at least on the BQB1. And yeah, I'm going to go through these again. I'm just going to go scroll really slowly. And we're going to be some time for you to screenshot, okay? All right, so here's our quality. Screenshot this. Bam. All right, we're going to go to walls. Screenshot this. Bam. All right, horizontal expansion is where we left off. All right, screenshot this. Bam. All right. Top, bottom. See this? Screenshot this. Bam. All right, bottom skin removal width is where we left. So we're going to screenshot this. Bam. Gradual infill steps. All right, we're going to screenshot this. Bam. Outer wall flow is where we left off here. All right, we're going to screenshot this. Kabam. All right, we're going to screenshot outer wall speed. Screenshot this. Bam. Airsoft. All right, we're going to go down to equal filament flow, and we're going to screenshot this. Bam. We're going to go down to combing mode. Screenshot this. Bam. Initial fan speed where we left off. Screenshot. Bam. You got that? You got that, guys? You screenshot it? All right. Okay. Moving on. Support line distance. We're going to take a screenshot here. 3, 2, 1. Screenshot. Bam. All right. Support horizontal expansion. Where are we at? Okay. Now we're going to go. We're almost there, guys. Ready to screenshot? 3, 2, 1. Bam. Screenshot. All right. And where did we leave off? I forgot. We're just going to go to here. Finish those settings on the supports. Kabam! All right, now we're going down to build plate adhesion. Very easy to remember. Bam! And here we are. Now we're going to slice. Okay, we're going to hit slice. That thing be slicing, and we'll see how long it's going to take with supports. We'll do a little preview of it when it's done slicing. And like I said, download this file with my logo on it for your airsoft. All right, 77 grams. And we are looking at 8 hours and 33 minutes. Not too shabby. Let's see what it's going to look like on the build plate. Oh, wow. Yeah, so we can see our supports right here. Very nice. Should be very good. And like I said, that exact setting turned out to be this guy. Not too bad. Where are the layer lines? I can't see them. Ha 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 ha. Wow. Yeah, ach yeah, look at that logo. Ha ha ha. Like I said, go download this for your airsoft. And I also printed this riser. So this is by Avi Kuliat, and this riser is a 3D printed riser for your aimpoint footprint red dot. And I think there's other ones too, like a Pinty one they included if you're like not trying to spend a lot of money. I want to test this, but apparently it held up to like 12 gauge. No way. I doubt it, but kind of want to test. So if you want me to test this riser, it's 3D printed riser, and it has iron sights, but I haven't put them in there yet. If you want me to try it and see how it stays, if it holds and retains 0, I don't know, but if you think you want me to do it, I will. Let me know in the comments, y'all. Oh yeah, alright, so there's my settings. Alright, I'll stop. There's my settings. Do with them what you will. Like I said, my word is not the gospel, okay? It is just merely a guy that barely knows anything about 3D printing. I've been printing for like a year, okay? So I'm not the most experienced guy. Like I said, check out Control Pew the Guide. Check out 3D Print General. There's the Are We Cool Yet guide. That's more of like a game / interactive thing. You know, I would recommend, if you're just getting into this, go the route I did. Check out Control Pew the Guide. And if you want to get deeper into it, there's other channels that are just 3D printing focused, like Tomb of 3D Printed Horrors, not whores, horrors, that you should check out. Great channel. And CNC Kitchen is a great one as well. I'll put links to these channels in the description. You know, I know this is a very weird video. It's not very sexy like editing or anything, but I wanted to provide this to you so you know these settings that I use, okay? And maybe you can one day print like me, Mr. PSR, elite printer. No, I'm not. I'm really not. So anyone can do this. Like I said, I use the BQB1. The link will be in the description. The link will be in the description to get that printer if you want it. Like I said, it's an affiliate link and it helps me out. All right, I think that's about it for today. Anything else? No, I don't think so. I think we're gonna move on, and I will see you later on this month, this week. We've got some exciting content on the way, I promise. And maybe you'll see a little in the outro or something. We'll see. But I want to wish you a great week. Stay positive, okay? World, yeah, it's a rough place. But you know what? We're gonna get through this. And love you guys. Okay, take care. Print Sheet Repeat out. Oh, hello. I want to say this channel is sponsored by KAK Industry. Ha 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 ha! KAK Industry is a leader in manufacturing sexy AR parts like uppers, parts like barrels, but the barrel's not pointed. Oh yes, the barrel can be pointed, but these are not pointed barrels. These are like steel and really great parts for your ARs. They make billet AR. Ha ha ha.